Angela. Shake it up. So, it's another beautiful day. Hi, Annadette. Last night the weather was so nice. We had an outdoor screening of one of the films I'm in. Hi, Blake. And we all just brought our own chairs. BYOC, bring your own chair. And hi, Haley. So that was nice. I was out a little late. I did not get enough sleep. I'm a bit tired today from that screening. Hi, Lily. So that was, hi, Albert. I don't know, you may have seen me post that I was playing the mayor in this, in this motorcycle movie, Rebel Drifters. Oh, Blake, you didn't get the part? Oh, man. Oh, well. Hi, is it Kirfi? Jackie, Nicola, Brittany's here. Yeah, thank you, Brittany and Angela, for joining me on that interview on Friday. That was cool. Oh, yeah, Lily had COVID. I hope you're feeling a lot better now. Plans for Labor Day. I think I'm shooting that day. Good morning, Orly. You must have got your homework done. We've got Machina Loyal here. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about decision fatigue. I mentioned it, maybe I've mentioned it on the live stream, I'm not sure. I for sure mentioned it when we did the group coaching for the You Are Worthy course, and I think it was Mona said she wanted to learn more about it. Nicola, no, it's not kiwi juice. This is, oh, she's got a 42-page article to read. Okay, my goodness. Hi, Nomadsky. This is bananas, pineapple, spinach, chard, kale, and a little bit of ginger. Viance is here. Albert's here. Oh my gosh. Albert's sister. So you're an uncle again. That's cool. Haley liked the video I posted with Ayana. Yeah, yes, I made the drink myself. I have a blender and I'm not afraid to use it. And I'm not afraid to throw in any kind of fruit and vegetable. Matter of fact, sometimes, this is my little secret, but maybe it will help some of you. Hi, Jarrell. When, you know how sometimes you're eating a salad and it's so much chewing and you just feel like you're chewing and chewing and chewing, it takes forever? Sometimes I throw my salads in the blender and just drink them. I make salad smoothies. I've been doing that a lot lately because, hi Malik, I want to get my greens in. Thank you, AK. I want to make sure I'm getting my nutrition in, but I don't want to sit there and chew forever. And also, if you're like trying to save on not eating so much fatty salad dressing to make your salad taste better, you just throw the veggies in the blender and it doesn't need dressing. You just drink it down. So that's my little health tip of the day. Happy's here. So I woke up very hungry today for some reason. So decision fatigue. I've been telling you guys a little bit about it and what that is. And yes, is it Yassine? Yassine is here. So decision fatigue. Who's heard of it? Say yes if you've heard of decision fatigue. Oh, thank you, Roxy. Roxy says, I'm smoking today. Okay, Blake, have fun at church. Yes, I'm going too. I'm serving in the children's ministry today. Okay, so Albert says he's heard of it. Is that like when you get tired making decisions? Yes. It means you get tired after making many choices, Albert says. Yes. So it's kind of a new thing they've been talking about. Psychology has been talking about, I don't know, maybe the last decade or two. And so it's it's important to know when you get decision fatigue because it really affects like how you make choices. And I'm writing a new book right now. Maybe I'll make it a course too. um, it's called Success Disciplines That Work. And decision fatigue kind of works into your success and how to be successful, because you have to know when you burn out, when you get to that point of, I'm just not making good decisions anymore, so I'm just gonna stop and call it quits. Oh, Katharina, what the heck is that you're talking about? Do we have exorcism and witch classes here? Oh, gosh, no. Gosh, no. I mean, you might need to get an exorcist for the witch. I, I don't know. Um, Interesting question. But we're talking about decision fatigue. So, decision fatigue, so in psychology, it refers to the deteriorating quality of decisions made by an individual after a long session of decision making. Nicola, yes, I did write an ebook. I have probably 2 or 3 I'm going to come out with, and I'm going to have them on my website. And I'll probably have them on Amazon too, but I'll be able to, like, on my website, maybe do special deals or special prices. So that's not out yet. I sent it to the editor on, I don't know, last week. And yesterday, man, celebrate. Something I was working on for like since January. So something I've been working on for 8.5 months, I finally finished yesterday. And so I sent that off to a different editor. Roxy Anadit is here. So that's good. I felt like a lot of joy and a sense of relief. Hi, Karen, for getting stuff off my plate that I've had on my plate for so long. It was getting to the point where I was like wanting to avoid it. It was like I was hitting like mental roadblocks. And for me, back to decision fatigue, that's why I like in the new book I'm working on that I just mentioned, Success Tips That Actually Work. I order the steps that you make the decisions in such a way that you're not going into decision fatigue when you've got the most important decisions to make. So for me, I need to create right away in the morning, like after I have my quiet time with God. If I wait till after I do the dishes and laundry and shopping and paying bills, I feel like I don't have a lot of creative juices left to create. So the order in which you do things each day are important. I know some people let everybody else get in the way, everybody else's wants and needs, and then at the end of the day, like, they're trying to write after everybody's gone to bed. I don't know how people do that. Thank you, Donald. I wouldn't be able to. I don't want to speak negatively over myself. I just know I'm more primed in the morning. So for an example, maybe you've heard this about Einstein. Maybe you've heard, oh, Albert's daughter's 3 weeks old. That's right. Congratulations. Maybe you've heard this about Einstein, different politicians, businessmen, former President Barack Obama, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. They all have been known to reduce the amount of types of clothing they have to just like down to 2 outfits. That's why whenever you saw pictures of Steve Jobs, he was always in that same black turtleneck. So that helped him with decision fatigue. It helps, you know, if you don't have to, if you only have like two choices, like your closet's just full of black turtlenecks and gray t-shirts, you only have, there's two choices. Now, decision fatigue, I mean, for us ladies is crazy because we not only have all these different kinds of shirts, all these different kinds of, are we going to wear pants today or are we going to wear a skirt today? Are we going to wear our hair up? Are we going to wear our hair down? How are we going to do our makeup? What accessories go? Like, some of us ladies can get decision fatigue before we even leave the house, which we're going to get into, and we're going to talk about why this is important and how it affects other parts of your life. So, candy snacks. Whoever has fell prey to buying a candy bar at the checkout lane, even though you didn't plan to buy a candy bar when you're done grocery shopping. You know, that's impulse shopping. So okay, what is decision fatigue? So decision fatigue was popularized by a guy named John Tierney. And Brittany's only going to wear leggings. Just which ones, okay? But it's the tendency for people to become impaired as a result of having to recently make multiple decisions. You know, maybe that's why your boss is cranky sometimes. They're having to make so many decisions. And then you come to them, you know, thinking of that, don't wait till the end of the day when you're going to ask your boss for a raise. Do it first thing in the morning, preferably after they've had their coffee, or do it right after lunch when they've had a good meal and they're full and they're feeling good. So, decision fatigue is said to be a symptom or a result of ego depletion. So that's different than mental fatigue. So maybe mental fatigue could come from like studying for a long time or reading from a long time. This is a psychological state that you have from prolonged duration of demanding cognitive tasks. So you guys who study know that. Or you get it from multitasking, switching back and forth to a million different things. I have been so guilty of that in the past. I've made a video on multitasking. And research shows it's not as effective as you think it is. And I used to put like 15, 20 things on my calendar each day to do, not realizing that everything takes longer than you think it will. So I would get like, just finally get honed in and focused on this task. And then I'd look at the clock. Oh, shoot, it's 10 a.m. I was supposed to start doing this other thing at 10. Because I would like, oh, from 8 to 10, you're doing this. And from 10 to 11, you're doing this. And from 11 to 12, like, I would just pack my day with all the stuff I felt like I needed and wanted to do. And then what we don't realize, studies have shown that when you switch tasks or even when you get interrupted, maybe you also have a 4-year-old at home or a new baby. You're in the middle and you have to go get your kid juice or go change a diaper, or you have to go play dinosaurs for a little bit. It's not like, even if you're gone 5 minutes, it's not like you come back and you've only lost 5 minutes, because the studies have shown it takes about 20 minutes to get back into the task, to be like fully immersed and going at it again. So some psychologists and economists use the term to describe impairments in decision making resulting from specifically long durations of having to make decisions, or the complexity of decisions being made. Sometimes it's not as simple as, do I want to put carrots in my veggie soup tonight? If you're making big decisions like, where are we going to send our kid to college? How are we going to come up with the money to do it? Am I going to have to get a second job? You know, those are more mentally taxing. And yeah, so, and you know what, psychological fatigue plays into it. You know, it's a big factor, and I feel like I'm kind of slow on the draw today because this week I've been staying up way too late. Sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation makes decisions worse. Looks like we got some kind of love connection going on today on our live. Um, yeah, it's so have you guys ever experienced decision fatigue, like where you make so many decisions you feel like I don't even know what to do anymore? I mean, it does affect your behavior. Behavioral when you get to that plate of decision fatigue, and maybe we should just time Roxy out because this is not a dating platform. Whoever you want to marry and love just has to, you're gonna have to like do that on your own time and not on my live. I know, decisions. Who are you gonna marry? I don't know. But yeah. Okay, so if you have decision fatigue, you're more likely to have avoidance behavior. Who's been guilty of that? Like, I don't know what to pick. I'm just not even going to pick anything. Who? Anyone? Anyone? You're less willing to engage in planning and you're more avoidant when putting into decision making. Yes, Nicola says me. You're more prone to choosing the default option. So you will unconsciously like have other people make the decisions. When you've experienced that decision fatigue and somebody says, "Well, what do you want to do for dinner tonight?" and you're like, "I don't care. You pick." Or maybe that's why at the end of the day when you ask your kid what they learned at school, they're like, "I don't know." Because they had to make so many decisions, like where they're going to sit on the bus and who they're going to talk to, and if I talk to this person, will they consider me a nerd because this person's a nerd, but I don't want to exclude them, I don't want to be mean, but if I'm seen associating with them, then they're going to categorize me as that nerd or that geek, and then I've got 7 different classes to go to, and the most important decision is who am I going to sit by at lunch. Hi, Shad. And who you've got your kids come home at the end of the day and they're like zombies, right? Or after playing video games and they've had to decisions, which way to go? Who am I going to shoot? Is this a zombie coming after me? You know. But it affects all of us. That's you go to a restaurant at the end of the night, you're like, I don't even know if I can handle trying something new. I'm just gonna like eat the same thing I always eat, right? So some studies suggest that decision fatigue impairs cognitive abilities, especially executive functioning and reason abilities. So they found that people who made more frequent and deliberate choices, the less they were able to persist on a math task. So regardless of how tired they were or how long they spent on the task. So then there's also like psychological stuff. Brittany says, right, I ask Natalie every day to name one favorite thing about your day or least favorite thing, and all I get is, I don't know. Alexa wants to know, are you asking about the film that I went to a premiere for last night? I think it's called Rebel Drifters or Rebel Drifters MC Motorcycle Club. It doesn't have distribution yet. I don't know where it's going to come out, but I went to the movie screening last night. I had to bring Timmy because I didn't have anybody to watch him, and he was off in the corner playing video games. The film had some swear words in it, so that wasn't good. And Timmy's going to always tell the truth. So the screening gets over. We got all the people in the audience, and the credits are rolling, and Timmy like walks up to the back of the crowd. I did not like that movie. I'm like, shh, shh. That, yeah. What can I say? You're gonna always get the truth from him. So, psychological effects of decision fatigue. It showed which participants made a long series of choices. If you've made a long series of choices, it shows that you cannot even tolerate a bad tasting drink. You're not able to tolerate pain either compared to control groups. So this indicates decision fatigue is psychological as well as cognitive and self-control. Shad, Timmy is doing really good in school now that he's homeschooled. Also, you know what some of the effects are? You have reduced ability to make trade offs. A person who is mentally depleted is reluctant to make trade offs or makes very poor choices. It can leave you vulnerable to sales and marketing strategies. You know, um, Jarrell, did you have to cover up your other eye for your movie roles, or do they let you keep two different colors? It depends on the film. I've had to cover them up, but sometimes they just let me keep them. So, decision fatigue explains why sensible people can't resist deals to rust proof their car. You know, you go to a car dealership and you're overwhelmed by the amount of choices of the cars, you're overwhelmed by the different financing options, and then you just want to get it over with, and then they take you into another office. This just happened to me in October, and then they want to sell you upgrade, and if you know you don't want to, and if this happens to your car, you want to make sure you're covered for this, and if you lose your key, you want to make sure you have, and if you do your tires, this is going to cover like. Then they throw all these packages in. You just want to get out of there. That you're like, okay, I'll take it. So there's this guy from Princeton who studied this, Dean Spears, and he argued that decision fatigue caused by the constant need to make financial trade-offs. Alexa, yes, I've met Dhar Mann in person. We just shot some TikToks, actually, for his channel. Decisions, when you constantly have to make financial trade-offs, it's a major factor in trapping people in poverty. This is awful. Given financial situations forces the poor to make so many trade-offs, they are left with less mental energy for other activities. So, you know, if a rich person goes to the store, they're not making as many decisions. They're just like, oh, that looks good, that looks good. They're just throwing everything in their cart. Maybe if they're health conscious, they're reading the labels like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get anything with MSG in it. I don't think I'm going to get anything with artificial colors. But when a poor person goes to the store, there's so much more mental fatigue and decision fatigue because it's not only like what's in the product, it's like, okay, well, if I get this off-brand, it's on sale, then I will be able to get this other thing that we needed. Thank you, Nicola. But if I get this off-brand, my kid might not eat it because he only likes a certain brand. And so there's a lot more decisions going on when you have like, this is my budget, I can only spend this much, I have to look at the price of everything, I'm calculating it in my head, I'm adding it up. So you have more mental trade-offs, right? When you're poor compared to when you're rich, when you're just shopping at the grocery store, which is why a lot of times when you get to the cash register, you've used up all your decision faculties, right? And doing that it makes you less able to resist the candy at the checkout, right? And it's true because you need to replenish your glucose. So you need to get your blood sugar back up to help you make better decisions. So when you have decision fatigue, sometimes you just want to avoid making decisions entirely, which is called decision avoidance. Hi, Mike. Other forms are like, it's like there's so many emotional costs to it. So you select the default option. You go out to eat, you're like, I don't think I can't even think about trying something new. I'm just going to get what I always get because I don't want to read all the things on the menu and all the toppings and all of that. So it also leads to impulse purchasing. We just talked about that. But Florida State University psychologist has talked about it's tied to low glucose levels. Low glucose levels. So it replenishes, you eat something and then it restores your ability to make decisions. Am I the only one who gets super, super tired and then I have something to eat and I'm like suddenly recharged and I'm like, oh, I can think again? I don't know if any of you guys have ever felt like, oh, I just can't make any more decisions. I need a nap, but then I eat something. I'm totally back on track. Derek is asking, how do I find models for a photo shoot without being creepy? You know, I have another friend, um, Nikki, who struggles with that too. He's a photographer and he's constantly having to battle models like thinking I'm creepy. You know, I would go look on some forums, I would go look on some photographer blogs. I bet if you Google that, you're going to find ways to do it. You know, probably when you put an ad up on Craigslist or wherever you find models, you have to, maybe you want to have it at a well-known studio, or you want to have a photo shoot outdoors and let them know it's not, you're not coming to a private residence. Models and actresses do not want to go to somebody's private home because something scary could happen. So you want to have, you know, let them know it's outdoors. Let them know what the specifications are. But I would definitely Google it because I know you're not the only photographer who has gone through that. So Stanford University professor Carol Dweck says, now she's refuting decision fatigue. This is like the argument against it. She's saying, while it does occur, it primarily only, what happens when you make decisions using your emotions? That is not a good combo. You have to use logic. Impulse decisions can happen when you go to the store hungry. Yeah, I think that's like the low blood sugar thing, because you're just like, I need food. So you're just putting stuff in the cart that you don't really need. So this professor at Stanford is saying that decision fatigue, it does occur, but really primarily only in those who lack willpower, or your willpower runs out quickly. So she thinks people get fatigued or depleted after a taxing task only when they believe that willpower is a limited resource, but not when they believe it's not so limited. So she notes in some cases, people who believe that willpower is not limited actually perform better after taxing tasks. Yeah, you're going to wear yourself out if you're using your emotions to make decisions. That's for sure. Jordan says, I agree it's not a good combo, and I should know since I've acted that way. Yeah. All right, Albert, enjoy. Okay, so that's, that's some of the things. So are you susceptible to it? Do you think this is something you guys might fall into? Well, decision fatigue can increase reliance on mental shortcuts and biases. So what do you think that means? What could that mean? That it's that you rely on mental shortcuts and biases. So this could be, when you're decision fatigued, this could be like if you're a boss and you're tired at the end of the day and you've been seeing applicants all day. If somebody comes in and they look like your ex-wife, you don't even want to take the time to get to know them. You're like, nope, not hiring you. You're probably a conniving, evil, backstabbing, cheating person too. When you're so decision fatigued, just like you don't want to take the time to get to know someone. You see someone who looks like someone who hurt you or did you wrong, you're like, I'm just going to avoid them. I'm not even going to try to get to know them. So here's a sad thing, because if we ever have to go to court or face a judge, they did this study that showed, this is from a Columbia Business School, the percentage of favorable rulings by judges on parole boards, okay, this is a prison, it dropped from around 65% to almost 0% in each decision session recorded. So at the beginning of the day, so you got all these inmates that are going before the parole board to ask to get out of jail, to get on parole. At the beginning, it's around 65% of the time these judges are going to be favorable. But each decision session, each successive person that comes in, it goes down to 0% of whether they're going to say, yeah, we trust you to go back out into society. So if you have any friends in prison, you want to tell them, let me be the first one to go in. Or they recorded that after they took a break, like after they had the break or they ate and the judges came back, it returned back to about 65%. So this suggests that even judicial rulings were increasingly determined by biases and assumptions when the judge is decision fatigued. So if you can get your trial first thing in the day, I don't know. So this is crazy, right? It sounds like, oh, I just don't know what shirt to wear or what to order for dinner, but this could be life or death. So, okay, for those of you, thank you for your generous gift, Angela. I really appreciate it. Okay, so if you're a writer, you're a songwriter, you're an actor, whatever, this is saying editors reviewing manuscripts. This study found that when a number of manuscripts were discussed at a meeting, so you got the editors, you've got maybe 20 people who turned in their books and want you to publish their book. When the books discussed per meeting increased from 10 to 19 to over 20, the rate of rejection for those authors went from 38 to 44%. When an editor had to read each day an increase of books from 1 to 2 to 3 or more books, hi Eva, then the number of manuscripts rejected without peer review increased by 6%. So this tells you that editors who experience decision fatigue, whether they're working alone or in groups, they're going to have a greater bias to rejecting your manuscript. So guess what? That means you're not a terrible writer. It means your editor was just tired. They were overworking the editor who's supposed to pick which books are good. So, man, it can even lead to, like, decision fatigue can even lead to conflict. So, I think we're mental and emotional fatigue, decision fatigue. You're just making too many decisions over the course of the day, and then your decision-making ability gets worse, and you don't want to make it. So, these are decisions that you are sometimes not even consciously making. Like, you open the refrigerator door, and sometimes the only thing in there is bagels. So you're like, oh, that's an easy decision. I'm going to have bagels. But if your fridge is full of, like, so much food, like going to a buffet, like, what do I eat? How many decisions are you making a day? What do I eat? What do I wear? What time should I leave? It can create stress. Do you guys know, this Dr. McLean said that by the time the average person goes to bed, they have made 35,000 decisions.
Why are you live streaming in the bedroom?
Oh, Boris is here. So that's a lot of decisions. Did you guys even imagine that you made 35,000 decisions a day? I would have maybe guessed like 500. 35,000. Yes, that was Timmy, Nicola.
If you don't know what Boris is, please check out his game, Boris and the Dark Survival.
So Timmy likes the game Boris and the Dark Survival.
I also own a Boris costume of him. Seeing him, I'm a big Boris fanatic. Also, I own a rip-off Benji plushie before. The rip-off Benji plushie I own was not official, but...
It wasn't?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
The Benji plushie I own was not official.
Oh, so he used to own a Bendy plushie, but he's saying it wasn't official. So I will answer your questions. Whatever questions you have. I think you guys kind of get the idea. But maybe... Oh, but I'm going to give you some pointers of how it will help you. Jackie says hi. So yes, we figured out decision fatigue leaves you drained, makes you have brain fog, maybe other symptoms, physical, mental, and is cumulative. The more decisions you make, the more worse and drained you feel. It can wear on your brain and cause your brain to look for shortcuts. So here's how to know if you're experiencing decision fatigue. These are the 4 things it names. You have procrastination, impulsivity, get impulsive, avoidance, and indecision. So you're avoiding things or you don't want to make decisions at all. Jarrell, I go with Catherine or Kat. Doesn't matter. So you either put off making decisions till later or you make rash decisions based on little evidence and avoiding decision making altogether, battling back and forth between various choices. So here's one thing you can do to help. Streamline your choices. Make fewer decisions by avoiding random decision making by making lists. This way, when you're at the grocery store, you don't have to decide what to buy because you've got your list. You're like, I only came for these 8 things. That's what I'm getting. Then I don't have to go up and down every single aisle in the store looking at every single item, right? That could be 3,000 decisions right there, right? So another example is to pick your clothes out the night before or automate your decisions like setting up automatic bill paying. Even using GPS can help you find your way easily without overtaxing your brain. Before I had GPS on my phone, I had these big, thick maps of Los Angeles, and figuring out these maps, I'm amazed that I even got to any of my auditions. Simplifying your life by cutting out things that aren't important. That's another thing you can do. Having fewer tasks will lead to fewer decisions, helping you feel more restored or have control of your life. You guys get to the end of the day and you're like, I just need to zone out. I just don't want to think. You're not even like, you want to watch something and you're like, whatever poster looks good, or I'll just click on what's trending, right? Make good choices even though you're tired, Edmund says. Yeah, it's easier though when you're not tired. Saying no to irrelevant things, that's right. Was that you, Nicola, who said that? So here's another thing you can do. Try to delegate decisions. If you're experiencing decision fatigue, try to delegate decisions. Stop micromanaging others in your life and make and let them make some decisions. Are you like a control freak? Are you a control freak that has to micromanage everything, that is worried about everything, what everybody is doing? I have a couple virtual assistants, and I kind of just let them go to town and do what they want to do and not try to tell them everything they need to do. Like exactly how to perfectly do something. I'm like, you know what, just do what you think is best and show it to me, and then I'll let you know what needs to be adjusted or changed.
Mom, boys farted on you.
Great. Because if I have to make every decision for every moment and every video and what graphics are going to come up on the screen, what videos, images are going to, I used to make all those decisions. With my course You Are Worthy, I made every decision for every word that would come on the screen, every card that would come up, every piece of music, every video picture.
Yeah, guys, you should watch Mommy's course, but no one ever got the views.
So yeah, you should watch Mommy's course.
Yeah.
So that's a lot, and I started delegating some of that stuff. RJ asks, do you think Mikey got decision fatigue when he cheated on his final? I don't think so. I don't think he even tried. So I now let people they have the idea of what I want because my first course was like showing them how I like it. So now I kind of just let them pick stuff. Now, sometimes I have to go back and re-edit this and don't do this, and this is too many words on the screen, or this image is not correct, it doesn't go with what I'm saying. Sometimes I have to do that, but that's a lot less decisions than having to start from scratch. Sometimes I'm telling people, can we have more upbeat music? Sometimes I'm telling my editors, can this end on a more positive note? So, yeah. Here's another thing. Make big decisions in the morning. Oh, back to the delegating thing. When you also let people make decisions, it shows you trust them. It builds a better relationship than you being over them saying everything that they have to do, you know. And then make big decisions in the morning. Dr. McLean says the morning is when you make the most accurate and thoughtful decisions, right?
Like, for example, sandwich different boys. That's a good decision. No, it's not. Ew. Boss trying to tell the truth, Mom.
Okay. So it says we hit a plateau by the afternoon, and by evening our decisions may be more impulsive. Which is why people who go out partying and drinking at night usually make very terrible decisions.
Yep.
Yep, Timmy says, yep. You've seen that, haven't you? So, he's been to a couple parties with me at friends' houses. People that don't get too crazy, though, do you? I don't think so. We don't hang out with that crowd. We don't hang out with that crowd of people. Also, guys, stop second guessing yourself. Stop second guessing yourself and let go of perfectionism.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect.
I call from boys. Remember, nothing life is perfect. Just like it's Bendy. Bendy's stupid.
Okay, Timmy. He said, remember, nothing in life is perfect. So just make a choice and be happy with it. Do you know that the most successful people, they make decisions and then they make it right? Sometimes we get caught in analysis paralysis, thinking everything has to be perfect. I have to see every single option from every single angle, from every single vendor, from every single product, and every single line, at every single price. Successful people, they make quick decisions, and then if something isn't working out, they make it right. They fix it, they change it. They don't spend forever deliberating, trying to figure out if it's right. Make a choice and be happy with the choice, because we waste additional energy worrying about whether we made the right choice or not. Remember, you make the best decision in the moment that you knew how to. So don't keep going back, because you're going to add more fatigue to it. Here's another thing that you guys can do. Oh, Jordan says, I love this guy. I love Timothy right now. I just love him, even though I find it hard to hear what he says. I just love him, and I think he's amazing. He's in your life, Catherine.
Yeah, I'm a fast speaker. I'm saying boys. I can't understand boys' language. We call it boys' language.
We're going to get you back in speech therapy, though.
Ah!
He was a lot more clear to understand when he was in speech therapy, but that stopped like 2.5 years ago when COVID happened and the kids were all at home. But we're getting him back into it so he can enunciate better.
Yes.
So developing daily routines can help you set some things on autopilot. Like, I know when I get up, I'm going to have 32 ounces of lemon water. I'm going to wait an hour. I'm going to have 16 ounces of celery juice. I'm probably going to wait another hour. Then I'm going to have a big smoothie. That's kind of like automated for me.
Can you explain what my two favorite restaurants are? Explain to them.
So Timmy wants you guys to know that he's got 2 favorite restaurants.
Yeah.
And it's Carl's Jr.
No.
It's Burger King, and it's The Hat.
Have you heard The Hat before, guys? Let me know.
I don't know if The Hat's in a few places. It's like a world famous pastrami restaurant, but Timmy just gets French fries there.
I'm into water.
And we got water there. You got water. We went there after the screening last night and got water and French fries.
The Hat's so delicious. I like the logo.
And he's big into logos. Yeah, he loves logos.
I'm watching you.
We got him a logo board game. He always notices, like, when a company changes their logos.
For example, oversimplified logos. Everyone hates it. Everyone's like, grrr.
Everyone hates oversimplified logos?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's becoming me nowadays.
Okay.
Anyways, how old are you, Timothy? I'm 14.
Natalie saw a Boris shirt while out shopping and she thought of you.
Really? Please buy it for me at Christmas. Thank you. I need a Boris shirt right now. Please, I beg you.
Let's see. I thought Emily had to start proposing you guys over voice diction. Okay. I thought that Timmy had cerebral palsy, and yeah, he does. He has that too. Yeah, so he's had a few diagnoses. You kind of know what they are right now. I kept all his diagnoses a secret from him until he was like 12. Is it okay if I tell people some of the stuff you struggle with, or should I?
Yeah.
Okay. So developmental delays, intellectual disabilities, but I don't believe it. It's not, don't believe it. It doesn't affect you. This is just what they say. Tourette syndrome, OCD, cerebral palsy, autism, ADHD. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you're a perfectly normal kid, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Perfectly normal
Except for
kid.
demons, because the demon heads are always everywhere. I can never escape them. Send help.
You know what? They mess with all of us. He said, yeah, I'm a perfectly normal kid, except when the demons bother me.
It's called demon hands.
Okay, demon hands. So you just have to...
I looked at the demon law Wikipedia on my hand phone.
Okay. So he has a hand phone that he uses a hand phone because he doesn't have a cell phone. So he has a hand phone.
I'm borrowing Mommy's phone, by the way, so I can play games on it.
So he plays games on his hand phone.
No, look up to my hand phone. Don't you understand?
Okay. But Timmy's doing good.
Yeah.
So develop daily routines. That way you don't have to think about it. You know, if you eat oatmeal every morning, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to go, oh, today am I going to have granola? Am I going to have cereal? Am I going to have a bagel? Am I going to have an omelet? Am I, just streamline some things so you have less decisions to make each day. This person is saying, as a doctor, we've had to make so many decisions we've never had to make before to manage anxiety in our patients. Decision fatigue leaves you drained. I think we covered this. All right, so streamline your choices, and guess what? Seek help if you need it. That's really the crux of it. I hope that was educational. So I guess the takeaway is don't have so many decisions. Delegate your tasks. Make your most important decisions in the morning. Okay, what questions did you guys not get answered yet? Retype in your question if you asked something and then I missed it while we were talking about decision fatigue. Because I'm ready. I am ready. Okay, Orly says kids who have special needs are just regular kids. Yep, they just need extra help with certain things.
Yes.
Yes.
Whee! I'm always watching you.
Okay, is Eli on the spectrum too? Well, supposedly, but
Yummy!
I don't know if I believe it. He has been diagnosed with being on the spectrum. Yeah. I don't know if I believe it though.
Angela, Timmy flies like a spell. Wafflins, watch that music video right now, guys.
She hasn't made a music video for that yet.
She already did.
She made the song, but she hasn't made the video.
Oh, I forgot.
So I don't know if she's released it yet. Angela, have you released that song, Fly Like a Sparrow?
No, I think I was confused.
Well, have you put the song on YouTube or Instagram?
Have you put this on YouTube yet, Angela? Thank you.
What did you think acting was going to be like before you started doing it? I don't know if I knew. I think maybe I thought it was going to be like, maybe I thought it was going to be like hanging out with celebrities, being in my own movie trailer, making big bucks, going to red carpets. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. What do you want to tell me, Eva? Someone was sending me fake love messages here. So funny and weird. Oh, the person that wants to marry you? Yeah. RJ says, do you think Dhar Mann would have a blind actor? Sure, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Thank you, Sajid. So Eva says she has autism too. Carr says, I have a question. How much have you been working for Dhar Mann? I was there 4 days last week. And I'm for sure going to be there one day next week, but possibly 4 days. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I'm waiting to hear sometimes if you can't do the exact times, like they sent me a shoot for this week that was 3 days, but I said, well, can I not come until noon on this one day because I have to take Timmy to get his leg braces fixed. Sometimes they can't work with you with the schedule they have. Sometimes they just go, if you say I can't come till noon, they might just say, never mind, we're going to ask the next actor. So, we have a life outside there. Edmund says, I have 2 nephews who are bodybuilders. Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. Will you ever go live with Shantae and Giovanna at the same time? Maybe not at the same time, but I'm thinking about having Giovanna on next week or the week after. Sajid says I have a motherly face. Yes, Jackie, I've had Mexican food. That's my husband's favorite food. I'm personally not a big fan. Not a big fan. When I go to a Mexican restaurant, because I'm vegan, usually I can only get beans and rice. And I can't get the refried beans because it's usually cooked in lard. And honestly, I can make beans and rice at home for like $1. And why pay 10 at a restaurant for the same thing? It's not my favorite. But Rob, he goes and gets tacos a couple times a week. They got some good taco trucks, food trucks. He loves his tacos. Shad says I have autism as well. So I want to interview Giovanna in the next couple weeks to talk about her new book. Do you guys know about Giovanna's new book?
I don't know.
Teen Anxiety No More.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to have her on. So her book becomes available for you guys to purchase on September 7th, which is a Wednesday. So I want to interview her, I guess maybe the 4th, which would be the Sunday before that. Okay, let's see. And then maybe in a week or two after that, I'm going to interview Shantae because her new book on acting comes out a couple weeks later. And then a couple weeks after that, my book's going to come out. Isn't that fun? Well, all 3 of us went to a book convention. I was trying to think of the name. Thank you, Timothy. It was a course on like how to do your book and stuff. And funny thing is, I actually finished mine before those ladies did, and I was going to launch mine before them, but then I had problems with my editor. So my editor couldn't get it done on time, and he wasn't going to be able to finish, so then I sent it to a different editor, and then I had problems with what that editor sent me back, and then I sent it back to the other editor and then there's like formatting issues. So it was like, I was done with my part of it, but I had some other people drop the ball, so, it is what it is. Let's see. Cool. Jackie says, I am Mexican. Yes, that's my husband's favorite food. What is my favorite food? I think Asian food's my favorite food.
I also like Korean snacks.
You like Korean snacks?
For example,
Timmy likes some Korean snacks.
I think I like prez. I think it was called prez. I like the prez pizza.
You like prez? I like, you know what I do like that's Mexican, Jackie? I like those tamarind like candy snacks. It's like a little bit of tamarind, and it's got a little bit of chili and a little bit of sugar. Let's see. The Friendship Project. When is that coming out, Shantae? We honestly have not even begun to write that yet. But, I've just written a few sentences, but not much. Evan says, my family eats Chinese food every Friday and pizza every Saturday. I love Chinese food and Thai food. Those are probably my 2 favorites. Oh, thank you, Oralee. Oralee sent me a gift and said, thank you for helping me going after my dreams and goals. Amen. You deserve it. Are you planning to do a live session with Rebecca? I haven't thought about it yet. Do you guys like it when I'm interviewing people on here? I've only done it like 4 times. Do you guys enjoy when I have guests on and interview them? Is that something I should do like once a month? Or do you guys like the format that we have been doing? Eva says, Catherine, when was the last time you cried? On set or in real life? Good morning, Brian. That is the question. The last time I cried in real life was probably, I don't know, about a week and a half ago? Maybe 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
When Eli and Dad left.
Yeah, when Eli and Dad left, they went to Minnesota. Because Rob's dad is maybe not going to make it. He's got some medical issues, and they're not, they gave him 6 months to live. So Rob said, I got to be with my dad. I couldn't live with myself if I wasn't there and something happened to him. So Timmy and I have been toughing it out. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Vias, I got to work with Avis. Did you see the photo of us on her Instagram page? I finally got to work with her. We were rivals in a film that'll be coming out soon for Dhar Mann. And I finally got to interview her for my 3 Questions with Cat series. So you'll see that in the next couple of months.
What's the 3 Questions with Cat series?
You haven't seen my 3 Questions with Cat series? You have to go look it up on my YouTube channel.
Why?
Eva says my eyes are green. So are my son Timothy's. Okay, Jarrell, have you ever had a different hair color, or was it always blonde? So it's always been blonde. However, when I first moved to LA and got an agent, they said, there's too many blondes here. You're going to do better if I had really long blonde hair. And they said, we need to make you set apart. We need to make you different than all the other blondes. So they had me cut my hair short and dye it brown, which honestly, I did not think looked good.
Do you still have it to this day?
No, they had me cut. So I moved here and I had all my headshots and I had long blonde hair, and I didn't have the money to do a whole new photo session with my short brown hair. So I had them Photoshop and cut all my locks off and turn the hair brown. And then one time I was doing a film that never even came out. I spent like a year or more shooting this film like every weekend, and I had to have burgundy hair. So there's like 1 or 2 pictures of me floating around when I dyed my hair. I was dyeing my hair burgundy for months. But yeah, that was for a movie role. I think I would rather wear wigs than keep coloring my hair different colors. Let's see. Yogya says, hi, I'm from India. What time is it there? It's almost 9 a.m. here. Nicola, yes, I like playing the villain. Sometimes it's more fun than the regular roles. My nephew Zachary has a gaming channel on YouTube, Timmy.
What's the name?
His nephew? Would be his brother or his sister's son. Okay. Jackie says, can you speak a little Spanish? Very, 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 very little. When I was in high school, I took a Spanish class 1 year, and I really enjoyed it. But it was, is it what they call Castilian Spanish? It was like the Spaniards kind of Spanish. And I tried to use it a little bit when I moved to California, but people didn't really know what I was talking about. So apparently, Mexican Spanish is different than the Castilian Spanish that I learned in school, because they didn't know what I was talking about. And then, is your caregiver, is she from Colombia?
Yeah.
And then we have Timmy's caregiver and homeschool teacher is from Colombia. So she speaks even a different kind of Spanish, and she told me she doesn't even understand when the Mexicans speak Spanish, what they're saying. So apparently there's different variations of Spanish and different words they use for different things. So when I would say certain things, people wouldn't know they wouldn't know what I was talking about. Either that or they were just jerking me around. I don't know. Pretending they didn't understand me. I don't know. Catherine, how do actors express their emotions? Gosh, I'm sure it's a very different process for every actor. Yoga, thank you. Yoga says I'm pretty. My son Zachary has a YouTube gaming channel. Cool. Eva says I speak a little German and Russian. Okay, Vias, fun fact. I just worked with Sarah Noel, and yeah, there'll be a video coming out soon with her. So that is our time for today. I have to go volunteer at the children's ministry at church. So
Yes.
we will see you guys next week. Oh, Timmy wants to say one last message.
Don't play Benji and the Ink Machine, and do not play the sequel. Just play Boris' game. It's really much better because you want to know what? Number one, Benji is so laggy, like so laggy. Heck, I've played the demo before and it was so laggy. Now, and I want you to be fan of it, so don't play that game, kids.
Donald, it's not hard to get a book published if you're publishing it yourself. It's a whole different rigmarole if you want it published with a publisher.
Anyways, bye, y'all. We see you on the next live stream. Bye.
Bye.